Jesus. It's a nice spot you got here, Lang.
What are you wearing?
A new shitty suit.
Look like a spawn out of Luciano's asshole.
Come on, the vest looks nice.
Take a seat.
It's a nice spot you got here, Lang.
Gonna go get the white card and
What the fuck is going on, Clark?
There's been, some developments.
What the fuck does that mean?
Oh. You told me something some time ago. And, you said maybe in 3 months I'll be able to see my underboss again.
So why did you lie on the phone?
Funny enough, I was gonna tell you I'm gonna start working towards one of those options that you, myself, and Marty spoke about. A way for us to come together. But I didn't want to jump the gun. But I already kind of did with the text. So it is what it is. With that being said, I was actually going to call you again because it's been happening naturally. One of these options.
What does that mean?
Well, I'm sure you know there's a lot of riddles going around and people are checking spots and shit like that. One of the spots we happen to check, I'm with Harry and Lush. We checked the Legion Square Park. And it's like a, I don't know, like a auditorium-like spot there. And I just walked up to it, and Lush walks up and goes, this is where it all started. He goes, this is where I met up with the boys for the first time after the collapse. And I spoke to all the Dons, and Cypress was born. It's like he was like reliving some memories, you know?
Yeah.
And he goes, honestly, I miss those days. You know? If there was any way, this is completely unprovoked. I don't even have to say anything.
Okay.
He goes, if there's any way I could work with those guys again, you know, I would, I'd definitely like to figure something out. He goes, I don't know if it's possible, though. Something that you said as well.
Okay.
Now, I know we listed about 4 options. One being a hostile takeover. One being a split entirely. One being some changes that would need to happen, as you saw. But time, as they say, heals all wounds. That might not be 100% correct, but in this case, it might.
But here's why I'm confused. I feel like I'm missing so much context. What provoked that text?
Well, that's what I was going to talk to you about as well. I wanted to talk to you about something that happened yesterday, just to kind of pick your brain, get your idea on something. So a lot of people went to sleep. It was just kind of me and this one associate rolling around together, right? And she got a phone call saying, hey, you're cool with GiGi, right? She just got taken hostage in front of Senior Buns. We said, oh shit. I said, Akat, get in the car. We're gonna go find GiGi and get her out, right? You know, let's go check the banks. Let's do what we can. Bop, bop, bop. So I pull up to Pink Cage, and there she is. And I see her with her hands down, and I see like at least 2 people in that bitch. I tell Akat, get ready. I'm gonna say, put your hands up. And if they don't do it, we're blasting. She said, all right, bet. Like, I run in there. I say, put your hands up. I see Forehead, I see Future, and I see Miguel. Forehead puts his hands up. And as I'm about to pull the trigger on the other 2, GiGi says, wait. It's okay. It's okay. They're being cordial. They're being friendly. It's okay.
Jesus.
And I'm like, what? What? And I look at her. What are you talking about? Bop bop. Me and Akak down on the ground.
How does she react to you guys getting shot?
Well, that was the most concerning part. You know, first of all, I'm running in there to save her life, putting my life and Akak's life on the line, which I'll do over and over and over again. There's no way around it.
Right. Right.
It's the principle. Now, cops pull up. Those three dumb hop in the car and dip. And Gigi's sitting there like, you know, why did you do that? Like kind of questioning me. And I'm sitting there bleeding out while the cops are now talking shit. And I'm just sitting there taking everything. Finally, Ahak and I, you know, we pull through, thank God. And I text Gigi like, what the fuck was that? So I call her. I'm like, I need to hear your point of view on this. Like, we need to be on the same page. We cannot, that can never happen again. I don't even know how it got to that point. But,
okay. Continue.
So I'm talking to her, and she says some shit like, you know, I basically say, do you want me to go in there and saving your life or not? Like, it's very black and white. There's, you know, I'm big on perspective. I like to see the gray area, but in this, there's no gray area. It's black and white. Do you want me going in there or not? Because I'm just curious to see what she says. And she goes, well, it's situational. You know, sometimes if they're being cool about it, you know, it is what it is. I'm like, there's nothing cool about it. They're taking you hostage. They don't respect you.
God.
You are a prop to them. You are a bargaining token. You are nothing to them. You are the reason they get out free.
Like she could get killed or what?
Well, she does, but you know, some people are cool getting taken hostage and whatnot.
But how you ever cool getting taken hostage? Your life is on the line, brother.
I mean, I get that, and she does as well. But I think her main concern was, will something happen out of this? Will something, you know, spiral after this? Which I couldn't care less about, because it's about the principle of actually doing the thing. It's whatever happens afterwards is going to happen afterwards, and we'll deal with it. But before that, like, if I have the opportunity to get in there and help you, I'm going to do that 100% of the time. And I expect the same in return. So I was trying to pick her brain and like try to understand what she was saying, even though I was very strong on what I was saying. But she was saying, you know, maybe if I have my hands up in the bank, you know, maybe then come in. But if my hands are down in the bank, don't come in. I'm like, I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing all that. I'm coming in. And I want you to, like, I want you to come in. If you ever see me get taken hostage or anyone else, the confusing thing is, she wasn't around a lot with the whole Ilya thing. I know you and I have talked a lot about that. And I wanted to give her all the information because she deserves it as well.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, agreed. So her and I had a long sit down, and she was mentioning, you know, Ilya is the, you know, she's fearful that Ilya is the last wolf and the last bulldog. And, you know, now we're just going to be soft and get pushed around. I said, well, it's on all of us to not let that happen. But then here we are, as I'm running into the bank to save your ass. You're talking me down and backing them up and choosing them over me, over us.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah. Thank God I wasn't involved in that. That's when I died.
I just told her I straight up disagree with what she's saying. I'm going in there every time. I expect the same in return. And if you're not going to do that, I don't know what the fuck to tell you.
So I don't want to be that guy, right? I don't want to be that guy, but I got to be that guy, Clark. Isn't this exactly the kind of issue that Ilya had?
I mean, this specific example, no, but I understand what you're saying. Yeah, he was just as confused.
Well, it's not more so the example, right? It's more so the
principle behind it. Absolutely.
I guess the principle is a good word for it, yeah.
And I always told Ilya, I understand what he's saying. I 100% did. But my issue at that time was I looked way too much into the gray area. And I'm tired of perspective at this point. Like, if you don't understand what the fuck's going on now, then you just never will. If you don't get it now, you just won't get it ever.
Well, it's not that they never will. It's probably choosing not to. I mean, you think Gigi's choosing not to understand, or you think she just doesn't understand? I think she's choosing not to
I think she's
understand.
choosing not to understand. She for sure understands.
Yeah, I mean, Gigi's not dumb at all. Probably one of the smartest people I've met.
100%. Some people are going to have a little more leeway, but she's also a higher ranking, you know. She's a higher ranking in Cyprus. So that just sets the precedent. If I'm not going to back her up, how the fuck is I don't know how the fuck is Cuddles going to expect me to back her up? Like it trickles down.
Yeah, I mean, would you consider any sort of punishment? Or the Dons or anything?
I mean, I talked to the Dons about it. Yeah, that's why I wanted to mention it to you as well. Because that shit pissed me off yesterday. That's why I texted you. It's time because I'm like, you know, one of these options got to happen. It's either, but it was also like it's time for, you know, time to be a little bit more of a hard ass, I suppose. Just less gray area.
Here's the reality, right? Like what is the South's take on GG? Like, I'm curious actually.
Well, I talked to the Dons about it, and I mean they said we completely agree. It's based on principle. I don't know why she did that, but you know, some people like getting taken hostage, and hopefully this. I don't think her mentality's off. I just think for this particular moment. Off. Oh, you think so?
Oh, come on.
Like overall, not just this.
Yes, overall as well. I mean, come on. There's no way you guys don't see that.
She's been distant towards the South for sure. That's what I've noticed. But I don't know how she is with not to say you guys, but you know, I don't know how she is with the North.
Well, listen, I'll be fully transparent with you, okay? And this is not to stir, but it's just.
I mean, I'll do the same. That's why I want to chat.
Gigi maybe called me like a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago. Let's just keep it a safe timeline. Maybe within the last 2 weeks. What did she call me? She called me about. It might have been Ilya. Or she called me for a reason, right? To let me know something or whatever the. And then maybe it wasn't Ilya. I forgot what it was. Something happened, I think, to me, and she called me to check up on me or something.
Mm-hmm.
Either way. We just get to talking, and it's just kind of like the same shit that she kind of said before, right? Like, oh, you know, the South, you know, don't speak to me, don't involve me in shit. You know, I'm there for, you know, a specific reason. Other than that, you know, just kind of like the same bullshit that we've heard before, right?
It's interesting.
And then right then and there, I just kind of, you know, my take and perspective is like, I think Gigi sometimes look for reasons not to fit in, so then she could kind of use us as a crutch later to get the fuck out.
Like setting up for an exit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think she goes back and forth in the exit a lot because it is a big trigger, right? And it can get her killed, but that's just how I feel about it. In the moments like this, it kind of makes me feel like that again.
Yeah.
They go and tell you like, oh, you know, I think we lost her, you know, da da da. And it's a fair opinion, but like, how are you going to tell that to a guy that just tried to save her life?
Well, that's the thing.
She told you this before or after?
No, she said that before.
Right.
Her and I talked about the whole Ilya thing, and she made that comment before, which is absolutely valid. I agree.
Okay.
And it was a concern, you know. I don't want that shit to happen either. And I'm like, yeah, I get that, but also she was saying a whole bunch of shit about the South in general when she just hasn't been around as much recently. So it's hard to speak on things you don't know about. And you might be thinking I'm sipping the Kool-Aid or whatever and trying to gas up the other Dons, but like that's not my intent. I've always been honest about everything that's been going on, especially with you. So when I say there has been change, like there has been change. And I was telling her because she was, when I got promoted to underboss way back when, she was like, listen, you're going to be in the room with these guys, but they're not going to listen to you. You're going to say great ideas, and then in 3 months...
I'm locked in. Sorry, I'm stalling. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You know, you're going to say some things, and 3 months later, they're going to say it's their idea, and then you're going to, you know, just have to eat the shit. I was like, okay. My point is, I think I agree with what you're saying. And I think the other Dons agree as well. it's an interesting subject because it's GiGi after all, and just like with Ilya, it's like they've been around forever, and it's not like they're doing anything treasonous.
At some point, you got to do something about it, brother.
Right, but this kind of goes back to the previous thing then with Ilya. Like, if it's not treason, is it enough?
I'm not saying like blood her out or whatever the fuck, right? But like something's got to be addressed there, though.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Even with Ilya, like Ilya could have been blotted out. I just think it should have gone like exactly like it's going right now, like we're talking about it.
Yeah.
You're not specifically speaking to me, like you should actually speak to the South leadership or whatever. But you know, it's always about conversations and wondering, okay, is this person just done?
Yeah, that's why I wanted your point of view on it, because I don't know if you're seeing something I don't see, but it seems like
I think GiGi's been done since the split, because they're just never gonna
say
the trigger.
Yeah, I was kind of saying it might be easier for people to stay in Cyprus and just be lax.
Just ignore it.
Yeah, rather than
stay in Cyprus, ignore it, go do my own thing, and then, you know, if things happen, oh, I'm just not involved. This, that, and third, right?
Yeah. So that's the part that makes it difficult to navigate, I think.
Yeah, but it's like I told you, the biggest problem with people in this city, like 99.9% of people, is when they want to be a part of a quote unquote family and have all this sentimental, cheesy bullshit. They go and they join a gang.
Yeah.
Which like is the biggest oxymoron of life.
Yeah, that's true.
If you want a family and you want the sentimental, I care for you, I love you, this, that, and the third, I don't know, go get adopted. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
start a church.
Start an actual family, yeah.
Yeah, go join a church, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have kids. I don't you don't go and join a gang and go look for that. That's the problem. Most motherfuckers, brother. People forget about this business. I'm telling you, people forget this is what kind of business this is, my man.
Yeah, I think it's a good point. It's like a reminder is necessary. I mean, I told that.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean that you can't become close and like feel like a family, or whatever. Because you totally can. But at the end of the day, it's a business, brother.
Yeah.
People need to be reminded of that all the time. And I'm telling you, 99.9% of people truly aren't cut out for that kind of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want
Ilya dying. I thought was no bueno because he understood it.
Yeah, I get that.
That's why he butted heads with everybody, because the 99.9% didn't understand why he thought like that way. But that's just the business, brother. This ain't sentimental, cheesy bullshit. Is you bought into this shit? This is the life you chose. Now deal with it or get killed. That goes for everybody.
Yeah. Shape up and adapt or die.
That's my take on it.
Look, I know you're busy. Got a job, it seems, but what's your take on the whole what Luciano said?
Oh, it's impossible. It's impossible. Listen,
is a sit down impossible though?
I'm gonna be blunt, okay? Yeah. I do not want to be the leader of Luciano and Harry Brown. Never in my life. Can't do it. I love something I've realized is I actually love being a leader to people that want me to lead them. That's why I love the North. Every single person here wants me to lead them, and I can feel that. Except for Martin, probably, but he's just not around. Everybody else wants me to lead them, and I can feel that when I enter a room, when we enter a conversation, when I jump into a car, when I speak to people. I can feel that they want me to lead. It makes it way easier for me.
Do you think they wouldn't want that?
Come on, brother. Come on, brother. Harry Brown took what happened between me and Arush and somehow made it about him because he's gotten some deep-rooted, whatever the personal gripe with me.
Look,
Luciano's Italian.
I understand it's far-fetched, low possibility, but I don't think a sit down would hurt.
But a sit down about what?
A sit down about the possibility. Honestly, you can be blunt then.
Yeah, but a possibility of what, right? Like, you got to say it. Like, I'm confused.
Well, the possibility of you just running it. And then
I'm telling you.
You say how you would want it. They say how they would want it. The middle ground, whether it's found or not, at least it's on the table. Rather than, he brought it, look, Luciano brought it up by himself. He said work with, sure. But I don't see him not being able to work for. And that's my honest take. Harry, I think he can get over it as well. That's about.
I can't leave those two, Clark. I can't. The only reason Arush is in that list is because Arush is by blood a soldier. Even he should be on that list, truthfully. But Luciano and Harry, brother, there's no world I see that ever going the way it's going for me right now.
It'll
Right
be
now, what I say
yeah.
goes. It's very little questioning. Yeah, sometimes there's some back and forth to help me get another perspective on certain decisions that I'm making. Sure, but it's whatever I say goes. Everybody here understands that. Nobody questions that.
Mm.
There's no background shit talking and under the table narratives trying to be pushed and shit. People understand what's going on in the North.
Mm. You don't think that's possible?
Not with Harry and Luciano. No. Not even Queenie either, or Vito. Listen, if that's another thing. Let's just pretend that this was going to happen. Brother, I would have to kill at least 10 people in the South before this even would happen.
I think you think a lot more people hate you than they really do.
It's not. I don't give a fuck about hate, brother. It's.
Well, I only say hate because our last talk you mentioned hate.
It's. I don't know what the word is, but it's not hate.
What, just distrust?
It's not understanding what this life really is about, I think.
Just a disconnect then. I see.
Yeah, I guess it is a good word, a disconnect between some people that just won't get it.
Oh. I mean, I can get that. But I think you'd be surprised with how many people would fall in line.
Yeah, because maybe like people who want to be led. Yeah, but I'm telling you, it just can't work, brother. There's no world in Harry. There's not a world in Harry Brown's mind where he would ever follow me again. I'm telling you, it does not exist.
Mm. Maybe not, but we can only find out with the sit down or something of that nature. No, I'm not gonna force you guys to do that and shit.
Bring it up on your own accord, right? And pretend I'm just not involved, and I just see the reaction. I'm telling you, the reaction will probably make you laugh.
I mean, I didn't have to bring anything up for Lucia to say that. You know what I mean?
But being in your feelings and getting baited by nostalgia means nothing.
Mm.
It literally means nothing.
Mm.
Just bring it up. Just randomly nonchalant, bring it up one of your meetings and just see how they react, brother. And you know the reaction won't be good, and it'll be like, okay, maybe Lang's right about this.
You happy in the North?
Yeah, happier than I ever been in my life, probably.
That's good.
There's no drama.
That's good to hear.
There's no fabricated drama. I mean, there's always drama in life, but like I said, people get what's going on up here.
Yeah, just no high school drama.
I mean, even high school drama happens. It's just more so everyone's on the same page. People get what's going on up here.
Hmm. That's good to hear. I'll keep you updated with the whole GiGi thing. Probably pick your brain about it later.
I got a random question for you. What's your opinion on Sophia?
She confuses the fuck out of me sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I know her through and through, and she's like a sister. And then other times I'm like, why are you talking so much shit and stirring so much? Is it just out of boredom?
What do you mean?
Well, sometimes she'll stir, just to stir.
Stir and talk shit about who?
I mean, she did it with she talked about Ilya. When he was first, pissed off about the whole besties thing. I understood why he was pissed off, obviously, but the way she was saying it was making him sound like he was saying some, like dogging on you, dogging on the North, dogging on the South, the South Dons.
Who was like, dogging on who? Who was dogging on what?
Ilya was dogging on everyone and everything.
Okay.
I don't have any other specific examples, just because I can't remember. But I've been like confused more often than clear, and I think it's confusing. It's like you think you know someone, and then something happens, and you're like, the f-?
Yeah, trust me, I feel the same way.
You know what I mean? It makes no sense sometimes.
I can't read Sophia anymore. I can't put my finger on her anymore. I thought I knew her.
I mean, I know she's hanging out like, with different people or whatever in the morning, but that's
she's hanging out with Hydra in the mornings.
Yeah. Oh,
problematic.
Yeah. I mean, she was hanging out with Capono and shit, but then
who the fuck is that?
Capone's
the name sounds so familiar.
Capone's a Baden guy in South. He was Baden.
Okay.
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah, there was some shit with them. Like they had like a little beef, like a little falling out, Capono and Sophia. But I told Capono like, stop being a bitch.
What?
He was kind of he went off the rails, to be honest. He said some crazy shit, like, which is funny that you and I are both saying the same thing, though. He basically said what we said. Yeah, hey, you kind of hang out with Hydra a lot. You know what I mean? Like, make sure you're not pulling them around to each spot so they know all of our shit, all of our locations, especially that JJ guy.
That's good.
Right? And she was like, nah, whatever. And then he said some shit like, he said some shit like, how about you just go join EU Hydra, and then deleted her number or some shit and said, delete my number. I think he was just pissed because they were like
I
friends.
like this guy.
They were
I
friends.
like this guy a lot.
They were friends for a long time.
Wait, I like this guy a lot.
Yeah, no, you're not, Lang. You know why?
What?
Don't say this. Don't. Please,
What do you mean? That is
please.
the perfect reaction to that.
I agree, but it was because he was right halfway, but the other half was he was jealous because I'm pretty sure he had feelings for her.
Okay, well, besides that,
I completely
let's
agree.
remove that from the equation. That is the perfect reaction to that. I'm glad that somebody called her out on it, bluntly.
Yeah, no, he said it straight up, but then he added that last part because I said like straight up, be straight up with me, like tell me what's going on between you two, and he goes like, all right, I've distanced myself because I caught feelings, and it's in this world we live in, I shouldn't have feelings for anyone. And I said, I agree, that's
Jesus
good.
Christ.
And but I'm like, you know, hey, listen, you got to cut that shit out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
trust me, I don't think you would love the guy.
It's good to be self-aware, at least, you know?
Yeah, I said, it's good to be self-aware, sure. Stop having feelings for her. But also, you know, you got to be cordial because she's still Cyprus. You can't say, ditch my number, go die in a hole somewhere.
I mean, I want to be mad about it. It's good somebody called her out.
Yeah. So, you know, you're not alone in seeing it, at least. At least you know that.
Yeah, I mean, it worries me, honestly. It worries me, so.
Yeah. Confusing, mainly. I don't get it.
Yeah, very confusing.
All right.
All right, Clark.
I'll catch you, all right? Take care.
Take care, brother.